Welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about a very common electrical appliance and a very cheap one. It costs less than $2, but it's one that can present some real dangers wherever they're used. Danger to the user, danger to the building, and even appliances that are used with it. I'm talking about a good old double adapter. You've probably got a few of these in your workplace. You might even have a couple of them at home. The common one is like that. It's just a little piggyback that we call it. Or there are some others, they're a flat design. Whichever they are, they're essentially the same. You plug it into the power point, and then you've got two extra outlets. You can plug a lead in, or you can plug the appliance directly into it. The problem with these is that they're very old technology, and they haven't kept up with modern safety standards. Yet they're still allowed to be sold, and they're readily available right across Australia. One of those safety features is the overload protection. You'll notice it doesn't have one. So if the appliances that you plug into it draw too much current, the actual double adapter can get warm, it can even get hot, and if that happens, the plastic can start to melt, create a short circuit, and then you've got a fire. Not a good situation. Likewise, by the nature of their design, you plug them into a power point, and all the weight tends to pull them out of the power point. And it opens up a little gap between the face of the power point and the back of the double adapter. Then exposes those two pins. If a piece of metal drops across there, you end up with a complete short circuit. And that would create a huge overload situation, which could damage the electrical appliances that are plugged into it. It could also cause that fire. It could burn the building down. Here's a real life example. This was given to me by one of our clients. As he said, he was working at his desk. He pushed some papers across, and the next thing he heard, a bang, and a big puff of smoke came up. And what had happened was a paper clip had fallen off his desk. And it landed in between the gap there. The two leads that he had plugged into it had slowly opened that gap up between there, and it was just enough that the paper clip, when it fell down, it landed in there, went across the two pins and created a complete short circuit. Fortunately, that paperclip was of a very lightweight design, and it acted like a fuse, and it melted, and the situation stopped in probably half a second or so. But as you can see, it caused a fair bit of damage there, and also to the power point. Now what I'd like you to consider is, what if that wasn't a lightweight paperclip? What if it was a metal letter opener? Or maybe it was his car keys. In that situation, if that had happened, he would have had a very serious overload situation with that complete short circuit, and probably would have ended up with a fire. And any of the appliances that had plugged into it would have been damaged anyway. Not a good situation, and one that can easily be avoided. What we recommend to our clients is, if they've got any of these, throw them out and swap them over for something just a little bit more expensive. Instead of the $2 double adapter, maybe a $4 or $5 power board. Common one like these. 4-outlet device, but what you'll notice is that all the power boards sold in Australia now must have an overload. So at least you're one step up on the double adapter. Now there's a lot of other features that you could go for with your power board, and we'll talk about that in another episode. But my advice to you, don't risk everything that you've worked for just for the sake of a $2 appliance. It's not worth it. If you've got these, throw them out, replace them with a power board. Much safer, and you could be protecting your business, and you might even save a life. Who knows? So until next time, take care, keep safe.